There we go. Okay. Hi, everyone. Thanks for jumping on so quickly. We're just going to dive right into it because we're on a really tight time schedule. I want to start with HB 700, the Talbot County Speed Monitoring Systems. So this is to put a speed camera on at the intersection of Maryland 333 Oxford Road and Bonfield Avenue. We passed this last year, and we passed it in 2020. Everything is according to our rules, except there is a sponsor amendment that would fall outside of our rules. So the amendment would, right now, as you all know, one of the rules is when we have these speed cameras, the money from the cameras after paying for the cost of the camera is to fix the dangerous situation that required the camera in the first place. They are asking that first, rather than the money going to SHA, that the money go to the town of Oxford, and second, rather than the money going to fix that dangerous area, that the money go to the town to use, because they want to use it to improve pedestrian safety in all of Oxford. So let's first talk about the bill and then talk about the amendment. If no one wants to take up the amendment, if there's no motion on it, then we won't take it up. There can be a motion on it either way, however the committee feels. But are there any questions on the bill as introduced? HB 700, yes, Delegate Healy.
Excuse me. Is as introduced, is this the same as it was? We passed it before.
Yes.
Thank you.
Any other questions? Patrick, did you want to say something?
I think you covered it.
Okay.
Oxford's a small place.
So is there a motion on the amendments? Going once? Going twice? No motion.
Unfavorable on the amendment?
Yep. Okay. All those unfavorable on the amendments, signify by saying aye. Excellent.
Aye.
All right, amendments fail on the bill as introduced, HB 700. Is there a motion on the bill?
Move favorable.
Is there a second?
Second.
Excellent. All those in favor? Bill passes. Excellent.
I'm opposed, just so you know.
You know, I didn't ask that, Jay. Thank you so much. I'm flying through. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Okay, bill passes. We are going to move to HB 208, Delegate Lehman. So this bill, there is amendments. Patrick, did we circulate those?
Gretchen should have them to share.
Okay, Gretchen, can you share?
Yeah, and I think she did circulate it.
Okay. I meant to have these up and ready. My apologies.
I can give the background on the amendments.
Yeah, why don't you do that while I'm finding the reprint?
The reprint is actually of the Senate bill. The Senate's having trouble with this bill.
Right.
My understanding is that they were worked out with Ocean City, and that even though they do change the definition, they were fine with that. They're basically tweaks. They require that the exhibition driving be in close proximity to a crowd or gathering in a manner that intentionally results in the actions listed. And then they tweak the language talking about on the hood or roof, driving with someone on the hood or roof of a car too.
Right.
But they seem fairly reasonable to me. And obviously the Senate's having problems.
Right. Okay, so this, I believe, is the bill. And so if you all recall, Ocean City has this. And the bill would, I think Patrick just said this, provide it statewide because we heard a lot of testimony about what's going on. The Senate hasn't killed it, so it's still a live bill, but they're discussing it. They have some problems. We're not sure what will happen there. But that said, I think their definition of exhibition driving is actually a really good one. Yes, Delegate Guyton.
The only thing that I see that I have some questions about is the addition of the transportation of a passenger on the hood or roof of a vehicle because of parades. And we have a lot of like very slow moving town parades, and I've been in a lot, and that to me is a little problematic. Otherwise, I have no problem with the bill. I just wanted to throw that out to people. I think that actually would make a difference in some small towns.
Oh, she's got a good point.
She's got a very good point.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm gonna give
No, that's a good point.
That's what comes from being a Southern girl.
Yeah.
Not the parades on the hoods of cars.
So I also, Delegate Morgan, yeah.
I agree with Delegate Guyton. We just put something simple in there, like relative to the transportation, except transportation on the hood of a roof car, except in a parade or something. Because I like the bill. I really think this bill should get passed, but I think, there's got to be some simple words about a parade or a
Right,
car show or something like that.
right. Delegate Davis?
Thank you. I'm trying to read it really quickly right now. I mentioned earlier that I had a problem with Ocean City's bill. And if you're telling me that you're mirroring Ocean City's bill, then I have some concerns, because you and I participated in Ocean City's bill last year. And it gave them a lot of permission to shut down streets and that type of stuff. So I'm taking a look at it right now. And does anyone right away know that this is included in this bill or not?
So it doesn't touch, let's see, Patrick, where is the section on Ocean City?
At the end.
At the end.
But it only shows part of it. It doesn't give you the context. Basically, I don't think Ocean City is allowed to shut down streets. They're allowed to set up zones where they have stricter enforcement, and that is not in this bill.
That is not in this bill.
The zones are not in this bill.
The special event zones right here.
Exactly, special event zones. Thank you.
Do you remember other provisions of the Ocean City bill that are along that line?
Well, this definition right here was taken right out of the Ocean City bill of exhibition driving.
Okay, that's fine. I meant their ability to shut down streets and
Well, I don't think the bill gave them the ability to shut down streets, just to have special event zones where there are enhanced penalties.
yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Special event zones with enhanced penalties and other things like that they could do.
Yeah, that part is not part of this bill.
Okay, that was my concern.
Right, but what they can do is they can order the towing and impounding of a vehicle that's subject to the violation of this section.
That makes sense.
Okay.
Thank you.
Delegate Stewart.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So I'm just going back to this hood of the vehicle thing. Like Delegate Guyton, I have a fair amount of redneck in me still. And when I think of this, I think of the exact same thing. Just folks in rural areas hopping on top of a car, hopping on the hood and riding a short distance, on a dirt road or something like that. I definitely don't think that of exhibition driving. Now, I do understand, like, there are some YouTube videos of what folks do in these sort of like exhibition things on the hood or the whatever. I just feel like it's a little overly broad. I think rather than say parade, which gets to the specific parade concern and not the broader concern of just people doing this while, driving really slowly in like a remote area. I don't really know what we'd lose from the bill if we just struck section 2. Like, I feel like I love the bill. I mean, in every other part of the bill, I'd probably want provisions strengthened, but I just think for this, just to avoid, someone trying to pick up on this on the floor, from either party, I think maybe it's cleaner just to strike 2. And I think also it's probably easier for Patrick to just go ahead and make a note of striking 2 now. It's just cleaner for us to be able to still get this bill out today, given the time constraints, rather than having to like wordsmith something in real time.
Okay. Delegate Davis, did you have something else to add?
No, my hand
Okay.
is,
The problem, let me say the one thing is that the problem is that then we would be further changing the definition past what Ocean City has agreed to. And we basically set the marker that we're not going to do anything they don't want us to do.
But if we leave their section, we're deleting their section and just putting it all in here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Delegate Healy? Yeah,
Sorry.
that's okay.
Yeah, I just listening to the conversation. I want to get this out and moving. And the Senate is also moving at the same time.
They're not, Delegate Healy, they're not moving.
They're
So-
not moving at all. Okay.
But we don't know if they are one way or the other.
Okay, I did not know that. I thought the Senate bill was moving. So never mind my conversation.
Okay.
I thought it was. Thank you.
Well, you know what? I'm
Delegate-
gonna, go ahead, Patrick.
I was going to say, is there a standard that we could put before the transporting of a passenger? I mean, I'm going to say negligent. I don't think that's the right one, but the negligent transporting of a passenger, reckless isn't right either. But if there's a standard,
But wouldn't we be then already?
we would be
Changing.
changing, but I think it would be more likely to meet their approval.
Well, could we put it like at a very low speed limit?
Yeah, that makes sense. Like doing it while driving quickly, doing it like going above a certain speed or while driving fast or something like that.
I think often they're doing donuts.
All right, so what I'm gonna do, since we have 5 minutes left, I'm going to put a pause in this. And if folks have other ideas, please come to me and or Patrick. And we may take this up again tomorrow, but there's some other things that we've got to touch on. And we have 5 minutes left. Okay, so the next one, sorry, we're not going to get through all of this and I'm wondering what we're going to do. Okay, why don't we, Patrick, do we have time to touch on HB 70?
We have time to talk about it briefly. We could probably get 828 and 948 out.
All right, so let's do that. Let's do 948. Delegate Davis, the golf carts on Cobb Island, taking out the low-speed vehicles.
Move
yes.
the amendments.
Thank you.
Second.
Delegate Healy, did you have something to say? Your hand is.
No, I forgot to take my name down.
Excellent. Okay. There is a motion and a second on the amendments. All those in favor of the amendment, taking out the low-speed vehicle because they're already in statute. Everybody, all in favor? Anybody opposed?
Move the bill.
As amended?
Second,
Great. There's a motion and a second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Excellent. 948 is out FWA. 828. This city bill has to do with it's in essence codifying an opinion by the Attorney General on towing. Patrick, you want to walk the committee through it a little bit?
Yeah, well, you're exactly right. It's doing, the provision of law talks about how if you don't have, I'm trying to find the bill here. Go by memory. If the local jurisdiction can charge double amount for trespass towing, or the tower can charge double amount for trespass towing that is towed, is charged in that jurisdiction for police-initiated towing. And there was a question because the state law says total fees. Does that include storage and all of that? And the Attorney General's opinion says it doesn't. So the bill just changes the words total fees to fee, consistent with the Attorney General's opinion.
Move the bill.
Second.
Is there any discussion on the bill? Seeing none, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Joanne? Anybody opposed? Okay, the bill moves. Excellent. That was just straight favorable. Okay. HB 835J, we've got some questions, so we're not going to move that right now, but we need you to find out some stuff for us. So I will grab you afterwards. Okay.
Are you're gonna give me the questions you need answered?
Not this very minute.
No,
But
but I
I
mean,
will.
you give them to me.
Yes.
Certainly.
Yes.
Okay.
We will talk about that. Okay, the last one we had on our agenda for today is HB 70, the Safe Roads Act. So we've got, and you all don't have it, so we'll just start the
I think we can
conversation on
share
it
it.
because we have 1 minute. So
I think
HB,
Gretchen sent it out.
oh, great. Okay, HB 70 is the Safe Access for All Roads Act. And this has a lot to do with all about pedestrian safety. A large chunk of the bill, SHA has given the sponsor a letter saying, hey, we can already do this and we will do this. There are portions of the bill that are left. And so there are two particular portions that we're discussing amending the bill down to and keeping. The first one is on page 2. It says, if a new construction or improvement project is projected to take more than 12 months to complete, the department shall implement all possible incremental near-term safety improvements immediately while maintaining each project's priority ranking. So in short, what that means is there have been a number of situations where there is an immediate danger. So there's a intersection and pedestrians are being hit. That intersection is slated in years from now to do a total overhaul. But there are some short-term measures that can be done, going from 2 stop signs to all-way stop signs. So it's saying, SHA, you've got this big project, you're going to signalize to putting signals in that whole crossing, but that's not going to be for several years. Will you do immediate short-term safety improvements that you can do right now, but still keep it in line? So it won't lose its position in the capital program. So that's the first piece. And then the second piece, very briefly, and then we've got to adjourn and we'll talk about this more tomorrow. The second piece is on page 3, at the bottom, line 13, number 3, to ask SHA to come up with a plan when you are in areas that are adjacent to census tract with significant transit dependency and a high population density, to come up with a plan for crosswalks, because there are some areas where the crosswalks aren't for a mile or 2, and it is really dangerous and people are dying. So with that, we've got to adjourn. Think about it. Ask me questions. Happy to talk. You all are wonderful. Thank you very much. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Downstairs and vote.
Yeah.